Well, I mentioned this most central idea in Quakerism of that of God in everyone. To me, it's really important to try to live this out. I try to recognise that everyone has, if you like, a divine spark. Everyone is uniquely a child of God. Everyone is worthy of respect. Everyone is capable of love, of being a vehicle for God's love. I don't always succeed at this. It's all too easy to dismiss people or see any negative things in them. Sometimes, if one does try to see the positive, it doesn't seem to work, but it is what I try to live out. I was fortunate enough for many years to work at the Open University. The guiding principle there was that everyone is capable of learning. The OU motto was learn and live. Some people had never had the opportunity before, others had been discouraged or told that they were a failure, but they all had it in them. And it was our job to provide the opportunity and also to support people and help them overcome barriers in order to bring out their potential. One way we did it was in organising the way that learning worked. We made sure that people's experience was valued and built on, rather than just telling them what they should learn. And so the Quaker idea of that of God in everyone fitted very well with the work I did there. It even fitted when I got involved in a project from the Open University to Zimbabwe, where we tried to replicate what we were doing there. The point was always the same thing: help people build on their experience, help them learn from each other and not pretend that we as outsiders knew it all. And I insisted as well, running that programme, that we could find Zimbabweans who were perfectly able to do things like tutoring, facilitation. We didn't have to keep importing people from outside for any of these things. However, some years ago, about 8 years ago now, I moved to Swansea to do a job in a university there. And it was much harder to put my beliefs into action at work there. I was head of department for some time. I tried to respect everyone equally, but this was in a way against the culture of the place. There were people who acted in very different ways from that. I think others before me had written them off. So they'd become very defensive, very suspicious, and some of them were even what I would call devious and manipulative. And I think I was actually seen as weak because I wasn't willing just to stamp my authority on people, and I always wanted to consult them. I wouldn't play any power games on behalf of my department. I still thought I should act in a way that would bring out the best in everyone, however, but it was a difficult few years. Now I'm retired. I've done more with Quakers since retiring, and I also do some work with asylum seekers and refugees. I do work particularly with an idea called the City of Sanctuary, the idea being that Swansea, as with other cities, should become a welcoming city, should become somewhere where the culture is that those who seek sanctuary from war and persecution, they're welcomed, they're celebrated even, their contributions are celebrated, and they're respected, and it's not just a question of trying to help them. And as part of that, some of us hit on the idea of international song sharing. We formed a little group where refugees, asylum seekers, local people and others, they could all get together and they'd all bring songs from their own country and share them. It's a way of valuing what everybody has to bring rather than seeing people in terms of needing help. A very simple idea, but one which I think is valuable. In fact, most of the time we just learn each other's songs and have fun enjoying singing together. It's not as grand as I'm making it out to be. So this way of working is something which I think is valuable whether or not it works, if you like. It is still valuable even if you appear weak. It's still valuable even if the ideas appear to be wishy-washy. And I think I can't know, in fact, the effects of one's actions. It may be that what seems to be weak has a positive action result somewhere else. But I think the important part is that I'm also trying to be true to that of God within me. In a way, I have to try to act respectfully and with love and human concern. I have to try to spread recognition that this is the way to be, because it's part of my faith, I suppose, that this is the only way to be truly human.